What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today we have a lot of C8 Corvette information to cover, specifically something pretty big about the C8 Corvette Z06, so let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so before we jump into the information about the C8 Corvette and the Corvette Z06, I wanted to mention real quickly, I do have a car show happening this Saturday, July 9th, in the Gibsonia, Pennsylvania area. I will put all the information up here on the screen, but if you guys are interested, I would love to meet every single one of you at that show. The weather's looking like it's going to be perfect. I'm going to have food, I'm going to have drinks. Bring out any car you have. It doesn't have to be a Corvette, and let's just hang out for the day. But anyway, guys, let's move right into the Corvette information. Like I said there in the beginning, we got a good bit of it to cover today. There's a couple different pieces of information, so we're going to start off with the biggest one. Of course, the C8 Corvette Z06 has been rumored to be on the Nürburgring. Now, this information comes to us from our friends over at the mid-engine Corvette forum.com. John, the admin over there, actually has it from two different sources that GM is, in fact, testing the Z06 over there one last time. Now, as you guys know, the Z06 has had a couple issues actually getting some decent time over at the Nürburgring because of accidents on the ring, some rain and weather affecting their times and everything. So GM is there for what sounds like the last possible time to get this information for us. Now, we're obviously getting very close to a release for the C8 Corvette Z06, and in order for us to really get as much info as possible, we really want that Nürburgring time, and Chevy knows that we do. So the article over at the mid-engine Corvette forum.com says that John just got a second source saying that the Z06s are in fact over at the Nürburgring. He also goes on to say that Taj said at the Z06's reveal months ago that they were in fact going to be going back to the Nürburgring so that they could actually get a time. Now, everybody over on the mid-engine Corvette forum is very excited about this information because John, the founder of the actual forum here, is usually pretty in the know about this kind of stuff. And the fact that he has two different people confirming it for him, it sounds pretty good. So I have not personally heard anything about the cars being at the Nürburgring, but if John is hearing that, I typically believe anything he's putting up there because he has pretty much never been wrong. Now, what does that mean for us as Corvette enthusiasts? It means obviously we're going to get a Nürburgring time at some point for this car. If you guys are familiar with the C7 Corvette lineup, a lot of them did not get official Nürburgring times because of a lot of the same kind of things. There was weather, there was accidents on the track, all of that kind of stuff prevented GM from actually getting a solid time for us. It's pretty important with a track-focused car that we have this kind of time just so we can kind of put together what this thing's going to do, how much of a track monster it's really going to be. And I think GM understands that as well, because if they're over there again, that will be at least the second, possibly the third time that they've been there with this car. They sound like they really want to get this thing dialed in and get us some numbers. Now, as C8 Corvette Z06 fans, we are all hoping that this number is going to be under 7 minutes. And honestly, a lot of the early speculation puts this under 7 minutes. There was somebody who actually calculated the ring time and how long the car took to get around it in the very beginning whenever the car was originally at the Nürburgring. And they did come up with a time that was just slightly under 7 minutes. So not necessarily as scientific as you can possibly get with this kind of stuff, but it's definitely a good look. It does seem like we're moving in the right direction. If this car does come in under 7 minutes, which I actually think it will, it's going to be one heck of a freaking track monster. Anyway, guys, I will link the mid-engine Corvette forum thread down below just so you can go over there and check it all out for yourselves. It does sound super promising, so I can't wait to see what GM has for us in store. The next item on the agenda today, guys, is going to be talking about an ERay that was caught testing out towards Arizona yesterday afternoon. Now, again, this information comes to us from the mid-engine Corvette forum.com, and there's a couple things I want to point out about the car that indicate it is not a Z06, and the fact that it is not even one of the early Z06s, because there's a couple different things that are very different about this car that suggest it is in fact a different model. Now, the person who grabbed these pictures and some video is named Summit Replies. Apparently he is a member on the Corvette forum, or at least a friend of John's, who is the admin of the Corvette forum. The pictures here very clearly show a wide body, very similar to the look of the Z06. But there's a couple different things right off the bat that really solidify this car as being something other than a Z06. The big one is the fact that it still has the side exit exhaust on the back bumper versus the center exit with the Z06. And what's even bigger than that one is the brakes. So Summit Replies actually says that the brakes on the car were different looking than the Z06. So it's probably a smaller setup, something less track capable, but at the same time, possibly a brake system set up to charge the battery whenever the brakes are hit, if it is in fact the ERay. There's a lot of different speculation that can happen with these pictures, but the big one to me, like I said, is that side exit rear exhaust and the wheels. So even the wheels on the car are not something we have seen on the base C8 or even the C8 Corvette Z06. This is very clearly a different kind of model. It is most likely the ERay. We already kind of saw some of the spy shots from the car in GM's official reveal of the ERay, and it does look like it's going to share the same wide body as the Z06, but it's going to have a couple different things here and there, obviously one of them being a different engine with a hybrid setup. It does make sense that GM would make this particular version with different style wheels as well as a smaller brake system, just because it isn't built for the track the way the Z06 is. We can also clearly see from this picture that even though the car is zebra wrapped, it's obviously a torch red car underneath. Again, coming around to the back, we do have those side exit exhausts that are very visible, the smaller rear heat exits that are also visible there that are the same as the C8 Corvette Z06. Because like I said, it does seem to share the same body outside of that rear diffuser. Now, the big thing is Summit Replies also said that there was no noise coming from the car. So whenever he was recording it, which I don't see the video on the website here, but apparently he did record some video, but he did say that there was no audible sound coming out of the car. So at this point, the car was obviously just cruising along using the battery power of the vehicle instead of the engine. Like I said, guys, this is very likely our ERay car, but at the same time, if you remember not too long ago, we talked about the fact that GM has refiled for the trademark Grand Sport, so maybe this is the Grand Sport. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Is this the ERay or is it going to be the Grand Sport? GM does seem like they're changing up the naming scheme a little bit. If they do in fact go with an ERay instead of a Grand Sport, I think they want to try to separate the C8 from the previous generation Corvettes just to make sure that it is held in regard as something different. Now, of course, that's just my opinion, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. And lastly, guys, for those of you out there waiting for your 2023 70th anniversary C8 Corvettes, some of them have just started to arrive at Criswell. So one of the salespeople over there named Anthony posted some pictures noting 2 different 70th anniversary C8 Corvettes arriving at their dealership today. Now, as you guys know, there was some constraints on the 70th anniversary wheel selection. It looks like these 2 at least popped out before that ended up being an issue. I have not heard any updates on that problem, so I think the constraint might be done. Hopefully, if not, it's getting close, because I know a bunch of you guys out there are waiting for the 70th anniversary edition, especially that carbon flash black. It is looking good. But like I said, some of the 70th anniversary editions are getting shipped out, so if you're waiting for one, it looks like you could possibly be getting it, even though some of them are still on constraint because of the wheel issue, like I said. So if you're waiting for one, you might be able to get lucky and you might get one squeaked through. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this kind of stuff for you. And this will get circulated out to as many other Corvette enthusiasts as possible. It definitely helps the channel and it helps future growth. I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about the content, leave them in the comment section down below and we can definitely engage in a conversation. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of content like this coming you're not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.